Hello, everybody. This is Gary. Today is August 18th, 2021, 6:03 p.m. Eastern Standard Time in the United States in Rochester, New York. Before I dive into the topic of this video, I just wanted to do an update. I went to the doctor this morning. They did a x-ray of my abdomen and my lower groin area, take pictures of my bladder after I had surgery Monday before last, so about a week and a half ago, because I was unable to urinate on my own. For the past 4 months, I've been wearing a urinary catheter, draining into a urinary leg bag. The goal is to take a look at those x-rays they took today, those images of my bladder, and permanently withdraw the catheter out of me day after tomorrow after wearing this catheter since May. We already tried prostate surgery and that didn't change much. I'm hoping that this will finally solve the problem. But anyways, the real topic of this video today is what to do with mentally ill who are homeless, unable to take care of themselves, they can't cook for themselves, they can't take their own medications, they can't pay their rent, they can't pay their bills, they can't stay in housing, they won't continue to see their therapist and psychiatrist on their own. So they're either homeless, in jail, or in prison, which those three things are already costing billions of dollars, and is not a humane solution to do anything for the mentally ill. Putting people in prison, putting people in jail, and have them be homeless and addicted to drugs and alcohol, not to mention tobacco, is not a humane way of dealing with the mentally ill who can't take care of themselves. Right now in New York State, the only way you could be hospitalized as a mental patient against your will is if you're potentially violent or suicidal. If you can't take care of yourselves, that's not a reason for hospitalizations, and you're left to fend for yourself on the streets and ending up going to jail or prison for committing crimes after having a psychotic break and becoming violent or suicidal. You end up in jail and prison, which is worse than the old state mental hospitals that people used to complain about. I'm lucky. I take my medications. I'm able to pay my bills, cook, clean, do my wash, pay my cell phone bill, pay my internet bill, pay my electric bill, pay my rent, buy food, do all the things I'm supposed to do, shower, shave, wash my clothes, do all the things that a normal person would do, keep up my personal hygiene. There's a lot of mentally ill people out there who can't do that, and they're homeless. And like I said, they're either homeless, in jail, addicted to drugs and alcohol, or they're in prisons, where they spend months, if not years, in solitary confinement because of their severe mental illness and their violent behavior. So what's my solution? Well, the government and private corporations need to rebuild the hospitals that have been closed down over the past 50 years, 60 years, since the 1960s, and reinstitutionalize the mentally ill. The medicines available for mental illness are certainly an improvement today compared to, say, the 1960s, but that's not enough. If people don't take their medications, then they're not going to improve. No matter how good the new medications have become over the past 50 or 60 years. If you don't take your meds, they don't help. If you can't take care of yourself, those medications don't help. There's not enough community support in any major city or town, small villages, small counties, to help the mentally ill live on their own. A lot of mentally ill people are high functioning enough where they can live on their own, but there are hundreds of thousands who can't. And it's time to rebuild mental hospitals and state hospitals and private hospitals to reinstitutionalize the mentally ill who can't take care of themselves against their will if necessary. And I know that's going to piss off a lot of civil libertarians, but the solutions that civil libertarians have been offering for the past 60 years have failed the mentally ill. They are no better off now today than they were in the state mental hospitals of the 40s and 50s and 60s and the private mental hospitals. I'm not advocating returning to the old system of state mental hospitals and private mental hospitals. I'm talking about a whole new plan to build quality mental hospitals, quality state hospitals, quality private hospitals, and have it paid for by the government because they're paying for the mentally ill anyways in jails and prisons. And we're paying a high price in drug addiction and alcoholism of homeless mentally ill people. It's time to rethink what we're doing for the mentally ill who can't take care of themselves. It should not be that the only criteria for being in the hospital is being violent or suicidal. People who can't take care of themselves should be in the hospital for years if necessary. There's just no community support for the people who can't take care of themselves. They're not going to follow their care plans. No matter how many case managers or therapists or psychiatrists you throw at them, they're not going to be able to take care of themselves. And they're going to end up doing stupid things that end them up in jail and prison, or get them evicted or lose their homes and become homeless. Now, obviously, not all homeless people are mentally ill. I'm not talking about the homeless in general. I'm talking about those who are mentally ill and psychotic, who cannot and will not take care of themselves. It's not just a matter of them being taken care of, but it's also they're a nuisance to the public and they're a danger to the public. And we need to rebuild hospitals and rebuild institutions on a new model with humane professional treatment of nurses, psychiatrists, and doctors and other healthcare workers to run the hospitals in a humane, professional manner and reinstitutionalize the mentally ill who need to be reinstitutionalized in hospitals, both state and private. We need to divert money from prisons and jails to building hospitals and forcing people who can't take care of themselves into mental institutions because no one is offering a better solution. Nothing we're doing now is working. Nothing that we're doing now is humane. And so I advocate the reinstitutionalization of the mentally ill against their will by court order if they can't take care of themselves and they prove over and over again they can't take care of themselves. Comment, share, like, subscribe, leave a comment, press the notification bell when I put out new videos, and that's all I have to say for today.